everyone. You are welcome to Football Extra Site. Today we are going to be talking about different aspects of this weekend, but we're going to be focusing mostly on Chelsea match against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur is going to be hosting Chelsea this weekend, and that is going to be one of the important matches to be played this weekend. So, what do we know from the press conference today, and how this match is going to play out from Chelsea perspective? One other thing that we know is the fact that Yalo Modric is now going to be available for this match. Rhys James is also not going to be available for this match. And to cap it all, one other member of the team of Chelsea that is not going to be participating in this game is Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana picked up muscle injury 2 games away, back, and Rhys James is also the same story, muscle injury. But for Mialo Modric, it's been a little bit of illness. So, who are the personnel that is going to influence the result of this match over this weekend? From our projection, we think Enzo Fernandez is going to be one of those players for Tottenham Hotspur to look out for, even for Chelsea fans to look out for as well. He's on the rise right now, and confidence is building, and he's going to be one of those players that we influence the result this weekend. One of the members of the team that cannot be overlooked is Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson number this season has been fantastic. From what you can see on the screen right there, in 2023-2024 Premier League season, he played overall matches that Jackson played in the EPL was 35 games, and overall he scored 14 goals all through those period. I think the games he missed were games that were due to suspension, and he scored 14 goals and then 8 assists, which is not a bad number for a striker that is just coming into Premier League in 4th season, and a young striker at that. And what we are seeing this season is a striker that has only played 13 EPL game. He didn't play in the last game because this is week 14 already. He didn't play one of the game due to the card issues as well. He's not been suspended yet, but if he picks up another card, he's going to be suspended. And I think the manager does not really want to risk that. And after 13 games, he had already scored 8 goals. He's gone past half, and the league itself has not even reached halfway line of halfway line for the season, and he's also made about 5 assists. So from those numbers, there is no debate. This is going to be a year that this young man is going to break out. This player is going to break out. Another members of the team that is also going to affect the outcome of this result, likely result for Chelsea, is Cole Palmer. In this on the screen there, you see him working, putting in some work in the training to train the upper body strength to be able to put himself in shape to affect games. One of the things we would see with this team is the manager factor, the head coach factor. Uh, he's bonding with his player very well. His messages to his players has been very clear, and it's all of that has been translating into good result. And so far, so good. Everything was going well for Chelsea. What do we think is going to be the lineup of Chelsea? How is Chelsea going to set up? How are they going to line up? We can talk about in another video how Chelsea is going to approach this game tactically. But from what we can generally provide at this time, this is the lineup we think Chelsea is going to come up with. In goal, already Maresca gave that gave that away by saying that Robert Sanchez is going to start in goal on Sunday. I think he's going to play it a little bit cautious at the back, and from what we see here, we think he's going to have a balanced center back, right-footed center back, left-footed center back that produce a little bit of balance there, compose on the ball. Center back will go make use of the ball properly, make the line breaking passes, being composed on the ball to be able to draw out opposition's press before releasing the ball. Opposition center back that are has the stature, was also not really bad in area contest for the ball. And then we have Marco Corella, we have Costo playing on the right. Of course, one of them is going to invert into the midfield to be able to release either Latvia. I am thinking, although in this we said Latvia is going to start ahead of Caicedo, but I mean ahead of Enzo, but we think Enzo might be the guy that we start in this game, and Latvia probably come in later if it's okay. But right now, there is nothing to suggest that he is not healthy and fit for this match. We think Maresca is going to start with Nani Madueke on the right, Sancho on the left. I'm not really so sure about that. I have a feeling that Maresca might be starting with Pedro Neto on the left hand side. Another lineup that we had just tweak a little thing there, the only tweak there was starting Pedro Neto instead of Nani Madueke. Either way, Chelsea is going to be putting out a very strong squad uh, to be able to compete and have a competitive advantage against Tottenham Hotspur come Sunday. This is the head-to-head overall head-to-head statistics of Chelsea. Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur had gone against each other 70 times in history, and of the 70 times, Tottenham Hotspur had only won 10 out of 70. That is quite low. That's quite poor. And Chelsea had won about 40 times. That is more than 50% of the time. So chances are that one more than half chance that anytime Chelsea meet Tottenham, Chelsea is most likely to win. And they've had about 20 draw amongst of all those periods when they have come against each other. The numbers of goals that's been scored each time they met, overall total is been 199 goals between the two teams. Chelsea had 132 goals in their favor, and they conceded 67 from Tottenham Hotspur. Most of the game, Chelsea always win those games at home. When Chelsea is playing at home, they win. And then when they even play in Tottenham Stadium, they also seems to win there with a lot of regularity. So, and we can see that in Premier League, Chelsea had won 33 times playing against Tottenham Hotspur. And then when they play in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they've won 17 times against Tottenham, winning 8 times. So the table there speaks for itself. This is the kind of game that statistically favors Chelsea. Chelsea is expected to win this. Again today, just like the journalists in the English Premier League football space, they are always shopping around for headline. And that you could pick that from the kind of question they ask. Again, they were asking Enzo Maresca today, are you in title race? And again, he gave it back to them to say, no, we're not in a title race. I already said this. We're not there. Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal are ahead of us. And so the only person who asked a very reasonable question today was the lady called Ray Schreier. She has always has tactical questions that get Enzo Maresca interested. The rest of the journalists out there, they are always asking questions that is going to give them something like they can run into to be able to create an headline and said Maresca said this. So Chelsea players themselves, maybe there are other messaging in the dressing room amongst themselves of what is possible, maybe to go game by game and see what happened at the end of the year. Maybe that kind of messaging is happening in the locker room, but at least in the open to the press, what everybody has been saying is that they are not in a title race. But the table is saying something else. If we look at the table, after 14 game, week 14, Chelsea had total goals difference of 16. They've won about 8 games. they've only lost 2 games and they drew four four games. And when you compare that with where Chelsea was last year, the same time last year, Chelsea was in 10th position after playing 14 games. They only won 5 games. This time around, they already have won 8 games out of 14 games. And if you look at the numbers of matches that Chelsea drew by this time last year, it was the same numbers of game they drew this year, which is 4. But they lose less this time around. This time around, instead of those 3 additional losses, they actually had those wins, and that really makes a lot of difference. When you look at the goal difference, at this same time last year, Chelsea only had 3 goals difference, and this season, it's a totally different scenario. This season, what is the goals difference for Chelsea? 16. They are the highest scoring team in the EPL. They already scored 31 goals. Compare, I think the next team that score higher numbers of goals compared to Chelsea would be Liverpool with 29 goals or 28 goals. So things are really very impressive. The numbers are showing a team that is consistently improving, that really wants to compete. Well, we're gonna go a little bit outside the trail of the match that Chelsea is going to play against Tottenham Hotspur this weekend to on Sunday to talk about some of the development in the transfer arena with Chelsea. Chelsea just succeeded in completing the transfer of a 15-year-old Matisse Eboy. Those football lovers back in the days are remember a player from he used to play for Cote d'Ivoire. Is an Ivorian, and he's also a player of Arsenal FC. This is his son. His son is now really developing into uh, going in the direction of professional football. Chelsea had secured his signature away from Watford, and he's going to be part of Chelsea Academy right now. This is the news that came out today through Fabrizio Romano. Another transfer news that this has been around for quite a while. This rumor is just not going away, and that is that Chelsea is leading Manchester United in a race to sign Leeds 20-year-old left back Patrick Dogo. That has been around for a while, and if you look at that position, Chelsea seems to have stack of player in that position as well. As of this moment, we have Renato Veiga that could play in that role. Obviously, we have Cucurella, who is the number one player, and how things change. A couple of months back, nobody was thinking that Cucurella was going to be the number one player playing from the left back of Chelsea. We also have Chilwell. Of course, from how things are right now, Chilwell does now have a future with Chelsea. He's probably going to move in this coming window. And Chelsea also signed a player from the US, and his name is Caleb Wiley, who is currently on loan to Strasbourg. So that part of the field for Chelsea seems a little stark, but this rumor is still just not going away. One more that we think Chelsea is really gonna need is this player. His name is Thomas Arujo. He's a center back. He's about 6'3", 6'2.5", 6'3" tall player. Very good on the ball. There are rumors all over the place that Marcel Desailly might be leaving Chelsea, and the story out there today is that Chelsea is already talking with Benfica to have the service of this player. We know that it's an open secret. Chelsea is looking to sign another striker for every team that wants to compete for multiple fronts and ready to really compete to dominate and win laurels and win titles, league title especially. You have to have at least 2 formidable striker. Ideally, you should have 3, and I've seen situations where Chelsea had 4 in the past just to be able to win the title. So this is not going to be out of place if Chelsea is running after a striker. I think we've talked about these in some of the posts we've had before about Chelsea looking to have more striker. These two players on the screen right now are in the conversation. There are conversation whether Chelsea is going to have Victor Gyökeres or they're going to have Isak or it's going to be Victor Osimhen or those three. And there's still one other player. Liam Delap is another rumored player that Chelsea could be looking at. Another thing that happened in the football yesterday, maybe not yesterday, I think it's yesterday. It was yesterday, December 5th, not 6th. The FIFA Club World Cup draw was conducted in the United States, and Chelsea was grouped into Group D. And we can see these are the 8 groups, and Chelsea is in Group D. So, how does that play out for Chelsea? What are the identity of players that are going to be in that group with Chelsea? Right here in Group D, as you can see on the screen, Chelsea has been drawn alongside Flamengo, Tunis, and the Esperance Tunis there, and that is Chelsea there, and Club Leon. Club Leon is a Mexican club, and the rest of the draw is what we can see. So at this point, before we round up this video at this time, we just want to ask that all of our viewers coming to the site to see our content, please like, share, and subscribe. And what is going to be our prediction for this match coming up on Sunday? Our prediction is that Chelsea is going to win, and they're going to try to get what I would call a clean sheet. I think this match is going to end up 3-0 in favor of Chelsea. This is no disrespect for Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur, from all indication, they're really gonna fight and try to get some good result. And there are some other things that I would like us to see. The last time out when Chelsea played this team, this is how it went down. It was the first goal going through a penalty right there. It was a penalty right there for Chelsea. And how is it gonna pan out this time? Well, it's after a while there was this high line that Tottenham Hotspur was playing. They were playing that high line, and Chelsea looking for opportunity to breach the high line, and eventually they were able to breach it, and that is Sterling running into space, pass the ball to Jackson, tap is in the net. Is Chelsea going to be able to do that again this time around? Of course, there is nothing that is impossible. Maybe Chelsea will be able to do that again this time around. How did they score another goal? Yeah, they were able to break away there. Chelsea put it in the net. Bam, bam, and the ball is in the nets. Can Chelsea do that again? I think they rounded it off by making that incisive pass, and Jackson was going to pass to Miguel Modric, change his mind, get around Vicario, and put the ball in the net. This was how it ended up last time. So, well, at this point, we're going to round up this video. We look forward to seeing Chelsea on the other side of this. Until then, see ya.